Hello friends, this is Ayush, and in this video we'll be discussing the quant section of CAT 2017 morning slot paper. In this video we'll be discussing questions from averages, ratio proportion and progression. So we'll have 6 questions from question number 15 to 21 in this video. Let's start with the same. Here's the first question. Question number 15. An elevator has a weight limit of 630 kg. It is carrying a group of people of whom the heaviest weighs 57 and the lightest weighs 53. What is the maximum number of people in the group? Right. So since we are talking about a group, there exists a person of 53. There exists one person of 57 as well. Plus some other people are there. Right. And the maximum weight that the elevator can carry is 630. Matlab this weight should be less than equals to 630. Right. So in order to maximize the number of people, what we need to do is we need to take their minimum weight. So let us assume all the other people are of weight 53 and n such people are there. Right. So this 53n should be less than equal to, this is a total of 110, which going on the other side will become 630 minus 110, that is 520. So on solving, we'll have n less than equals to 9 point something. Now, since the number of people can be an integral value only, so n equals to 9, right? So talking about the maximum number of people in the group, there was a person of 53, there was another person of 57, and then n other people were there. Adding to total of 2 more to the to the group of 9, there were total 11 people in the group. So maximum 11 people can be there in the group. So the correct answer for question number 15 is 11. Let's go ahead to the next question. Number 16 is on the group screen. Suppose C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5 are 5 companies. The profit made by C1, C2 and C3 are in the ratio 9, 10 and 8. So let it be C1, let it be C2, let it be C3, then we'll have C4 and we'll have C5 as well. 1 to 3 ka ratio it's given to you as 9, 10 and 8. Similarly, for 2, 4, 5, the ratio is 18, 19 and 20, right? So in order to get a combined ratio for all the 5 companies, C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5, we can multiply the first row by 9 and the second row by 5. This will make the component of C2 equal in both the cases, right? The final ratio that we'll have is multiplying the first row by 9, 81. This will be 90. This will be 72. Second row by 5 means this will be 95 and this will be 100. Okay. Further, it is given that C5 has made a profit of 19 crores more than C1. So C5 ka profit is 100k, C1 ka profit is 81k. Their difference is 19k, which is equals to 19 crores. So k equals to 1 crore. Right. What further it's given to you? You have to calculate the total profit made by all the 5 companies. So in that case, total profit made by all the 5 companies is a total of 81 plus 90, that is 171, plus 272, it's 243, plus 95, it's 338, plus 100, it's 438k, right? And k equals to 1. So that will be a total of 438 crores. Right. So the correct answer for question number 16 is option A, 438 crores. Let's go ahead to the next question. Question number 17 is on the screen. Let's try to figure it out. A stall sells popcorn and chips in 3 sizes, large, super and jumbo. The number of large, super and jumbo packets are in the ratio of 7, 17 and 16 for popcorn. So talking about popcorn, large, super and jumbo are in the ratio 7, 17 and 16, right? And that is chips ke liye the same ratio of large, super and jumbo becomes 6, 15 and 14, right? So assuming it to be 7k plus 17k plus 16k and assuming it to be 6m plus 15m plus 14m. What is given to you is, if the total number of popcorn packets in its stock is same for chips, as well as popcorns. मतलब total number of popcorn packets is equals to total number of chips packet. This is a total of 40k equal to, this is a total of 35m. This will give us k upon m equal to 7 upon 8. So we can assume k equal to 7 and m equal to 8. What we need to find is then the number of jumbo popcorn packets. Popcorn mein jumbo packets was 16k. So 16 into 7, and jumbo chips packet. Jumbo chips is 14m and m is 8. So this is 14 into 8. On solving, we'll have 112 is to 112, which cancels out to 1 is to 1. So the correct answer for this question is 1 is to 1. Option A, 1 is to 1 is the correct answer for question number 17. Let's go ahead to the next question. Question number 18 is on the screen. What is given to us is A and B are integers of opposite sign. Okay. And A plus 3 whole square upon B square equals to 9 upon 1. If A plus 3 whole square upon B square equals to 9 upon 1, taking root both the sides, we can have A plus 3 upon B equals to minus 3 upon 1. Now why it is minus 3? Because A and B are of opposite signs, so their ratio will be negative. Right? So on cross multiplying, we'll get A plus 3 equal to minus 3B. This is the first equation. Let's go ahead. A minus 1 whole square upon B minus 1 whole square equal to 4 upon 1. On solving, we'll have A minus 1 upon B minus 1 equals to minus 2 upon 1. And cross multiplying, we'll have A minus 1 equal to minus 2B plus 2. It's equation 2. Subtracting the two equations, we'll have A will get cancelled out. This will be 4 and this will be minus 3B plus 2B. It's minus B minus 2. This will give us B minus B equal to 6, right? Or B equal to minus 6. So we have got the value of B. Putting the value of B in the first equation, we'll have A plus 3 equals to minus 3 into minus 6. So A plus 3 is 18 or A equal to 15. Now what they've asked is the ratio of A square upon B square. A square upon B square equal to 15 upon minus 6 ka whole square, which cancels out to 5 upon 2. So the ratio will be 25 upon 4. So for question number 18, the correct answer is option D. 25 upon 4 is the correct answer. Let's go ahead to the next question. Question number 19 is on the screen. Let's try to figure it out. Class consists of 20 boys and 30 girls. Okay. And in the mid-semester examination, the average score of girls was 5 higher than the boys. Right. So for boys, I'm assuming it to be A. Girls, it will be A plus 5. Right. And since boys and girls were in the ratio 2 is to 3, 20 is to 30 को cancel करेंगे, 2 is to 3 आता है. So applying the concept of alligation rule, we can calculate this value as A plus 3. Right? So the average for the whole class was A plus 3. In the final exam, however, the average score of girls dropped by 3. So A plus 5 से 3 reduce हो गया. Now it will be A plus 2. Still the ratio is 2 is to 3 only. आगे दे रखा है. The average class of the average score of the entire class increased by 2. So A plus 3 था. अभी after increasing by 2 ये A plus 5 हो जाएगा. So on subtracting the values, we'll get this value as 3. 2 is to 3 का ratio है, मतलब this value should be 4.5. And if case this value is 4.5, so this value should be A plus 4.5 or 5, that is A plus 9.5. The average score of boys increases by, initially it was A and now it is A plus 9.5. So there is an increment of 9.5 in the average score of A. So the correct answer for question number 19 is option A, 9.5. Let's go ahead to the next question. Question number 20th is on the screen. Let's try to solve it. If the square of 7th term of AP, 7th term of AP, it's A plus 6D square equals to, with a positive common difference, equals to the product of third and 17th term. Third term is A plus 2D and 17th term is A plus 16D. इनके product के equal है. So let's open the bracket. A square plus 36D square plus 12AD equal to A square plus this will be 16D AD and 2AD, that is 18AD plus 32D square. Right, A square से A square will get cancelled out, 36D square and subtract हो जाएगा 32D square, so it will be 4D square equal to 6AD. I'll cancel 1D by D, so I'll have 4D equals to 6A and A upon D equal to 4 upon 6, which on cancellation will give us 2 upon 3. So the correct ratio of first term to common difference is 2 upon 3. The correct answer for question number 20 is option A. Let's go ahead to the next question. Question number 21 is on the screen. If A1, A2 up to A3 and be an arithmetic progression where A1 is 3. So आपको first term दे रखा है 3 and A2 is 7. इससे आप common difference calculate कर सकते हैं, which turns out to be 4. Right? A1 से A3 तक का summation is 1830. Right? So अब A1, A2 up to A3 इनका summation अगर अपन calculate करेंगे, that will be 3n by 2, 2a, and A is 3. So 2a is 6 plus 3n minus 1 and D is 4, which is equals to 1830. Right? So if I cancel this 3 say this will be 610. Right? And this 2 will be multiplied on the other side. It will be n into 6 plus 12n minus 4 equal to 1220. Again, if I open the brackets, I'll have 12n square plus 2n equal to 1220 or minus 1220 equal to 0. Take 2 common, we'll be left with 6n square plus n minus 610 equal to 0. Right? On splitting, we'll have 6n square plus 61n minus 60n minus 610 equal to 0. Taking common, we'll have n plus 6n plus 61, and here it will be n minus 10 equal to 0. So here n will be equals to minus 61 by 6, which is impossible because the number of terms cannot be negative, and n equal to 10. We've got the value of n equals to 10. Now what they have done is a1 से an तक के summation को m से multiply करने पे greater than 1830 आना चाहिए, right? So it will be summation of a1 से first 10 terms a10 तक, a1 से a10 तक multiplied, m multiplied by first 10 terms का summation is 10 by 2, 2a मतलब 6 plus n minus 1 9, 10 minus 1 is 9, and d is 4 36. Right? Should be greater than 1830. Right? So this will be m into 10 by 2 is 5, 5 into 45. Sorry, 42. So this will be 210. Should be greater than 1830. When I'll solve this, I'll get m should be greater than 8 point something. So m is a positive integer. In that case, m needs to be 9. So the correct answer for question number 21 is option B, 9. Right? Okay. So with this, we are done with all the questions from the chapters. In case if you have any kind of queries, you can post it on our Facebook page. Thank you for watching the video.